Hey guys, just making this video because I had searched through YouTube looking for different homemade or some type of foundation supports, just anything to brace up old foundation walls that were maybe pushing in a little bit. In my situation, I don't have whatever it costs, 10, 20, $30,000. I don't have it. So right now we're in my commercial building in north central Wisconsin. So we have to deal with frost in the ground, especially in the spring, just like right now. So the building we think was built in between probably 1905, 1910. Regardless, it's over 100 years old. This rear section of the basement was actually a slightly later addition to the main building. And this is the basement of a tall two-story commercial building, like I said. So we built three supports down here in the worst spots. This wall here, the original wall, was actually demolished and replaced with this brick. In this other corner here, it's hard to see, is all the rock from the original wall here. So this has been replaced, and now once again is coming in, pushing in, especially in the center. So this first brace we built, we actually dug the dirt about a foot down into the basement floor, lined the entire area with Quikrete, filled it in with the biggest stone we could carry from the pile, or that we could move at the bottom, and working a little bit slightly smaller as we got up to the top. I also used brick to kind of square off the front end, as you can see here. I also found those in another area of the basement. But altogether there's 27 60-pound bags of Quikrete in here, along with 40 to 50 metal clothes hangers all twisted in between the rocks. Let me see if I can get a light on this. So there you can kind of see the back half against the wall. It's just solid all the way down into the dirt. And that's probably, we didn't intend it to be, but that's probably a good 2.5 feet wide. Then on the top we added some extra stuff. Just threw in there. That's a big chunk of 4x4 that sunk mostly down through the back of the support. This was one my dad had put up first, and it's fine, but it's just not heavy duty enough. It's not strong enough to hold back, the force of the ground. This is the second support I built. Boy, it's getting harder and harder to see. This too, I dug a channel lined with Quikrete, and then pounded 3 rebar stakes. One was actually like a 3-foot large diameter section. Right there you can see the top of it, down into the ground, and then filled all these, all the holes with concrete also. And there's just a massive chunk of steel that goes all the way down the back that I got from work. And then I just kind of rigged up some other stuff, bracing against it. Nailed that all on there just to try and reinforce that piece of wood. So far, since putting this up, nothing has moved at all that we can notice. This is the third and final one that I built. This is kind of in a bad spot too. Just filled it all with concrete, staked it into the ground, filled all the way to the top with concrete. Oops, there's more pieces I just got braced against there. It's kind of hard to see with the light. I got large bolts with huge washers and stuff on the inside of the concrete blocks through that 2x8, just to kind of lock it all together as much as I possibly could. There's a piece of angle iron on the very back half that I bolted through the whole thing. And then it's bolted into the rafters, multiple spots. Behind this 2x6 here, I filled it with concrete. I plugged up the bottom and I filled with concrete so it's tight up against the wall. And of course all that yellow stuff is great stuff foam that I squirted in there to fill in holes, at least temporarily. But this section of wall is pushed in at least 1.5 feet. I know you can't see on here, but it's pushed way in. So hopefully that'll solve the problems. Just an idea for anybody else that doesn't have much of a budget and needs to work on doing some reinforcements. Here's one we bolted on to support the main beam. This main post here was just soft. You could just pull chunks right off it. You can see how soft it is. So that's like some kind of hardwood. I'm not sure what it is, that post there, but it's super hard. Then I just chained it around the bottom so it couldn't ever come out away from the post at all. But just a couple ideas for you guys.